Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she's doing okay. Yeah, she had an incident
Okay,
yesterday.
at 6 o'clock, I'm gonna call the meeting to order. Quorum is present, all 5 members are present. Is there any objections to the agenda as presented by anybody? Okay, if not, it's certified as presented. Okay. Got my chin, I think. Things missed it. Well, I was organized, but missed it. Here, cover. There you go, I got it. Okay. Okay, before we get to citizen comments, I want to read something out. These are going to be guidelines we're going to use in here for public comments. Acceptable behavior. Anyone wishing to address budget committee during public comment portion of the meeting is welcome to do so. Following the quorum is expected. Address the budget committee as a whole. Be present citizen about anything the committee has done or failed to do as a whole is fair game. Any questions about the processes and or clarifications will be fair game. Any suggestions from the committee will be fair game. Any personal attacks on individual budget committee members will not be tolerated. If any individual makes a choice to do so, be asked to refrain from that behavior. If any individual insists on continuing to behave in that manner, they will be asked to remove themselves from the meeting. If an individual continues persistent to behave in that manner, personal attack on an individual committee member or members, the meeting will be recessed until order is restored and the necessary proper authorities will be called to remove the individual. Once order is restored, the meeting will be called back to order and continue business at hand. Anybody got anything to say about that? Comment or anything? Okay. All right. Anybody want, citizen got any comment? Okay. We're going to approval of minutes. We've got January 8th, January the 15th, January the 23rd minutes. I need somebody to move to approve those.
I'll make a motion we approve those.
Vivian, I move to approve the minutes. Second. Mr. Roberts seconds it. Any corrections or additions to them? There's a couple of packets back there. If y'all want one chance, over there with a couple of minutes and stuff in it.
There's several.
There's several.
Well, yeah, there's several minutes. They crossed over. Okay. No one has any objections or corrections. Minutes will be approved as presented. All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Okay. Information items. Okay. All right, information items. Discuss template and any items that need to be added, moved, adjusted in format of proposed budget. And the first part of it we're going to look at is the income part of it. And I ran off a hand-done one that should have figures in it that I put before you, and there's a copy of what Larry's been working hard on getting us a template computerized and stuff. So, that should be in the packet. And then you should have one that's got funds receivable for the year. And what I've done, I've gotten the old budget that they had. I went through all the income, if I haven't missed some now. May have been some missed. those things were not stapled together, checks were not stapled to things and everything, so, and they were all month by month, so I went through and separated them out and got them by vendor. So I went through all that I know of, and I still haven't got through all the vendor folders, so I may be finding things scattered someplace. But those were the best figures that I could best come up with from what I had to work with and everything.
On the, what are you talking about, this one? The
Well,
receivable?
I think Larry's taking numbers off of this.
Yeah, that's,
Oh, the handwritten?
Yeah,
one?
but some of the numbers may be wrong, because I found some stuff since Larry's had this.
that just, all that came off of here.
Yeah.
Just to kind of see if it was.
Okay, okay. So, anyway, now,
Is that last year's budget?
huh?
Was that last year's budget?
Yeah, 24, 25.
Okay.
Because 25, 26 won't be complete till,
Right, but, I mean, the budget part is.
yeah.
Okay.
But this is the last complete one. Now, I've got a 23, 24 one that was done up, in 20, in about May or June, around budget time in 24. And I've got a copy of it, and stuff that I can let y'all see. I mean,
The budget,
yeah,
it's on the website. You can get them on the
okay,
website.
okay.
That's what it said. Sarah informed me of that.
Okay,
So
okay.
you can get them
Anyway,
all off the
that,
website. Yeah.
but this, so what we need to discuss on this, let Larry, if you wanna explain your chart up there first, then we'll go through some things and
You want to
discuss.
do the income part?
Yeah, do the
Would you
income
Do
part.
the first tab, funds at the bottom, yeah, right down there. All that does is I got those items and numbers off of what Billy had, and just put the numbers in. So you see, all the yellow boxes are just places to put whatever amount you think. Well, no, that was from the funds received that we're gonna get. You just put them in the boxes and it just does the math for you. We can change categories, we can add categories, we can take categories off. On the very right, the yellow vertical column, the last yellow column, that is the previous budget. All those numbers came out of the previous budget. The third orange column, all of the money you got ends up being in the orange totals columns from all the input you put in. And if you look, the yellow vertical column, I need that pointer. The last yellow column on the right,
The previous budget?
no, yeah, one more to the right now, go to the orange one, yeah. That tells you the difference between the totals and the previous budget, and the next one to the right tells you the percent deviation. So for every line, you can see how much more or less the current budget is from the previous budget and what percentage it is. Just doing the math. All the categories and all of that's up for grabs. We can change it however we want. And to explain, you see some the orange boxes, like the go over to like column E. Toward the bottom, all the yellow ones to the left of that. All right, let me just go up here. Let's do this. Just for instance, like this number here, adds all these up and puts it here, and that has to do with the previous budget and how much difference it is in the percent. You'll find some places they don't have any of these sub deals, they just put one number for that category, but something like this, these numbers added up gives you this. Anything in these two boxes gives you this. Anything in these two boxes gives you this. And so forth.
The one that's labeled input data, that's what we actually got?
That's what you can, that's the numbers that you can put into this sheet.
Well,
And
I know
that's
that,
what I
but
got
where
off
did
of-
you get are those, so you're taking the difference in those and what we budgeted. So are those the actual,
What-
income, actually what we
That
received?
first one up there, like general checking, okay, they will have an amount every month in their financial report telling you what's in that account, okay?
Okay,
And that will fluctuate. So you've got to start somewhere. This thing was kind of engineered in reverse. This is actually pretty true figures of what that was brought in. That number up there is what's in your general checking account. And then the next one down there is you get this piece.
Well, let's look at this, yeah, that's how much,
Figure out is- Okay, so these are just.
just do this, let me do this one
Okay,
line.
These aren't,
These aren't actual
revenue.
numbers.
Yeah, but they're not revenue accounts. That's what I was thinking there.
Well, that's money on hand, but you get down to your revenue accounts further down,
Okay,
okay?
yeah, I see.
So like, you got general checking, and then you got COVID, which that probably will disappear because there's nothing in there.
That would add up to this number right here.
Here, right.
And for last year, since we don't have any numbers, it just happens to be the same number.
Now,
Well, I guess what I'm confused is why, when you say previous budget, why that, I mean, because those vary, and those aren't really budget items, because they're cash items. That's not, we can't budget for cash items.
but you gotta
Those
figure
aren't,
it out.
no, you don't, those aren't budget items.
Okay, well,
Income and expense are budget items, and that's an asset, like asset accounts. And that's why it's confusing me, is how we are budgeting for our asset accounts.
Basically, what you gotta
Cash.
do is the law requires you to list every account you've got that has money in, or money coming in, okay?
Yeah.
So you've got money in your general checking, okay? You had money at one time in COVID. Savings accounts, you had two savings accounts. And the sheet that I've handwritten out follows that. You have your savings account, but you had a general savings and a COVID savings. Well, right now, we've got a total number of 47, what is it, $691.30. Well, there's actually $37.8703 in a general savings and $1,094.24 in a COVID savings. So there's going to be two items, objects added under savings accounts on there when it gets all done. So, because you got to keep them separate.
Fine, I mean,
Well, I'm just trying to explain to them.
I understand what you did, I understand that. What I don't understand is when it says previous budget.
Well, this is fund, if you look at that, it says funds receivable for fiscal year. We're not into a budget.
Well,
We're
you
into
got,
your
but you got a
funds.
column right there that says previous budget.
to me,
That yellow column right there says previous budget.
Well, that should have been previous, I guess we need to change that to previous,
That's why I'm confused.
yeah, okay. It's not, that's not a budget, that would be previous year's income, okay?
Okay.
okay,
Okay, okay, and it's
You
good
wanna-
we're discussing this, I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
cause that's why,
Okay.
it's like
you
you
wanna
can't
call it,
budget.
you wanna call it what?
Oh.
year's income?
I would just, or just.
you could label it 25, if that's 24, 25, that could be 23,
Yeah, I don't know what.
24
I don't know where the
income.
numbers
Yeah,
came from.
yeah,
Okay.
like for instance,
Okay.
Maybe it's
school
the end.
districts and stuff, and Lynn probably could back me up on
Okay.
this. Usually, like, you have one column that has, say 20, like for this year,
Right.
25, 26,
Right,
which is your previous year, and then you'll have another column that says recommended, and that's for the 26, 27 year. And you've got both the columns there so you can see whether or not you spent more or less last year than you're planning on spending this year and stuff. And then you see the deviation with the percentage of the difference in it. And so if you see one year go up higher than, say, the other one, then, you know, you might ask the question, well, why is this higher this year than it was last year? And it might be because you've had some type of change in it. You know, maybe you're planning on doing more road work than you did last year.
Yeah, but that's not road work, that's.
No, I know that,
That's
but I'm
cash,
just, I'm
and
just
so it
using,
doesn't work,
yeah.
it
No,
doesn't work that same way.
no, I'm just
That's
using
what
as
I'm-
an example.
Yeah, it's just
Take
not
an example,
previously.
ad valorem tax, it's gonna go up every year based on, because they're gonna do increase in values. Unless you keep you use no new revenue tax rate, then you're gonna keep it pretty level, okay? But if you go up on taxes one year, then that number's gonna jump on, when we get down to that, but that's the principle that operates on and stuff. Okay, and then there's listed on there, the CDs and what's in those, so those are all, and then the petty cash, and then the next part of that, down towards the bottom, if you'll scroll up, that is your funds receivable for this year, okay?
Okay, that
It's not
makes
what you
sense.
got in, the others is what you got already. This
Right.
is what you're gonna get, we're fixing to start talking
This
about
is-
what you're gonna get.
Yeah, what's your income for
Yeah,
the 26,
Yeah.
27 period.
So-
Yep,
Your ad valorem tax, of course, is gonna be based on your value times your tax rate and all that kind of stuff.
and we get that from the county, right?
We get, they will have a worksheet that tells you what your rate is, how much you can go up, what your maximum you can go up, having a rollback, whole bunch of numbers in there, okay? Now, I've put two objects in there under that, because we get taxes, current year taxes, and you also get delinquent taxes for people that hadn't paid the year before, or 2 years, or 20 years ago. So, but that's all divided out, and the county sends out a monthly report, I get it, that shows how much delinquent taxes come in every month, how much penalty and interest was paid for that month, and what your current tax collection is. And then your sales tax, again, that will fluctuate depending on how much people spend. I mean, that's, and then your franchise taxes, now, I divided that up into three different objects, because Southwestern Bell pays, they pay like $251.46 in 24-25. Comcast paid $29.48, and Hillco paid $14,000 or something. So all those are listed separate because they're all different places you receive money from. And then you got your CDs, and those are listed. Interest on them. We're into interest now. The next area is 4,200, that's your interest. You got interest on CDs, so you've got a object and sub-object there, because you've got 4 different CDs that are collecting interest, so those are all broken out, so everybody knows what you're getting. The council, when they start looking at this, they can look down there and they can see how those things are performing or whatever. And you've got savings accounts, and at the time this was done, you've still got some money, you got interest from your general, which is your checking account, and you got, I have a checking account with cleft money in it, well, you got a little bit of interest there, so that's what that's on there for. Okay, and then tax pool, we had 2 funds down there at one time. They both collected interest, like in 24-25, they got $21,000 in interest off that. The cleft fund brought in $37.50 because there wasn't much left in there. And then you get interest, penalty and interest on your delinquent taxes, so that's listed under interest, because that's what that's coming in as. Grants, reimbursements, you've gotten several reimbursements. You got one from TML, so that's a different deal. And then you had road and culverts, because you had people paying for culverts, and there was one thing in there for a request for something, thumb drive or something, that somebody paid $20 for it. Then you've got and I put them under fees, I don't know what else to call them, but the fees, you've got your child safety, which you got a certain amount, but you also had that opioid, and there was money collected that, and then you had your income from your festival. So that's all listed there. So all that added up should give you your funds available for the year, okay? And then you've got your estimated revenue to cover the proposed budget for the year. That is what that is that's the money that's gonna come in from these things we just got through talking about. Yes.
Okay, Billy, on the opium funds and all that, are y'all gonna put them separate from each other? Because, we can only use that opium fund for
That's
certain
right,
stuff.
they need to be separate,
Okay, that's fine.
okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, if you go in and read that chapter on 102 on budgeting, it pretty well tells you how you need to do this. And so I think I included that law in the packet. So it pretty well walks right through that, what you got to do. So I don't, I could have missed something very easily. Like I said, I haven't gotten through all the invoices and stuff yet. I'm working on it. Anybody got any suggestions or thoughts or questions? It's fine out of mouth. I mean, I've got a copy of it if you want one.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Well, I'll give you
think,
one.
I think it's gonna make it a lot easier on y'all being able to make sure that the opioid money's going for what it has to go for.
Yeah.
And that child safety too, I don't know what all,
Right,
That
public child
entails.
safety.
yeah, but it'll make it a lot easier.
What is the child safety?
I don't know that one. I know the opioids,
Yeah.
we gotta use it, but we'll probably have to get most of that to schools. I don't know.
Sarah, do you know what the child safety is?
I
or-
actually don't. I haven't received one since I got it, but that's,
Okay.
I got it on my list to look up.
Y'all actually got two payments in 24, 25. You got two $400 something payments that are both the same.
Yeah.
25 cents or something. Okay.
I want to look up more information before like preliminarily, it seems like it's supposed to be used for things like crossing guards,
Yeah,
stuff like that, but I'd like to get more information before I say
Yeah.
what it's going to do.
yeah.
So has anybody got any comments, questions?
I was wondering about like child safety seats, or would that be, any of that?
I'm not sure.
You know, some places, some do provide, and you can't afford a child car seat.
We can look into it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, and the next part of that template.
Okay, so you want me to make that, look, this is
Yeah,
the-
and
okay.
unless I find some more
Okay.
income, like I said, I haven't gotten through all that stuff.
I'll
So,
update it to just like this.
like that, yeah, that's the reason I did that out,
Okay, good,
okay?
right.
I'm not trying to boss you around, I just know
No,
what
that's
the
not,
law
no,
says we've got to do.
I'm gonna do it the way you want it, you know.
Well, I said, I just know what the statutes tell us how to do it. So,
It's no problem.
Okay.
It's no problem for me.
Okay. Well, that's gonna be a big help to everybody. It'll be a big help to us, it'll be a big help to the council of whole, because you can actually make a fund drive that and put it up and explain to people when you have your budget here and
When
stuff.
when we do it there, we can sit here with the pointer, put a number in there, and it updates everything.
Yeah,
I think so, you know, you got it.
That looks good.
Right,
okay.
I'll make it happen.
Okay, now getting down to the spending part, which is the itemized budget part. And I, again, used numbers, coded it. It should be easy to code your invoices when they come in, so the bookkeeper down there knows what to do and where it goes and stuff and everything. But like road improvements, we have chip and seal, had pothole, we had crack seal that they talked about. We had labor and equipment. The reason I put that in there, there was an invoice in that road equipment thing that was charged separate for that $112,000 that they did for the road. And it was for labor and equipment. And there was also about a $1,700 check in that stuff that was written out to the engineer. So that's all separate expenditures in addition to whatever that road chip and seal on the road was, best I can tell and stuff. City secretary, got salary. Now, broke that up, we got payroll tax. I talked to Gail today, and this is the reason I gave y'all these sheets here. Maybe I need to get them out. Okay. Gail, I talked to her today about the federal employment, taxes, unemployment, Texas Workforce Commission and stuff. Well, what I found out from her when we turned back over here where I wrote it down, because I took this with me and got it. So I can't get up in here so I can get to it. Okay. Okay. There's one in here called, Texas Unemployment, okay, that is Social Security and, correct me, Medicare, that's what you told me.
No, payroll taxes is social security.
Okay.
Texas unemployment is
No,
what we
well,
pay to
but
Texas
it wasn't,
workforce.
yeah, it wasn't called, there was a name in here anyway, because federal taxes,
Right,
Yeah.
and there's no line in there.
no, well, because that comes out of the check.
Well, but you have to match it. The
Well-
city matches the,
No, that's on your Social Security and,
Medicare.
yeah, it's 15.3 on the Social Security, she told me, 7.65 the city pays, and 1.45 on the gross salary for the other four.
No, 7.6, okay. Yeah, the social security is, 6.2, and Medicare is 1.45, which totals 7.65 that comes out of the check.
Yeah.
And then the city also has to match that 7.65 on their 941 forms.
Yeah, that's
That they
what
report.
yeah.
So the city portion is only 7.65, because the other part that is deducted from
Okay,
the
well-
check is a liability.
So that
It's an
7.65 is 1.45 is part of that, okay.
Right.
Okay, part of it, okay,
Yeah, but the payroll tax, and that's only social security and Medicare.
yeah, okay. Anyway,
Then Texas unemployment is whatever your radius from Texas workforce, and it's only due on the first 8,000 there. So it's going, Texas unemployment and the federal unemployment are going to be very minimal. So it's only paid on the first 8,000 of getting employed.
so,
And they're usually,
and then she said you had a state unemployment you had to pay.
like Texas unemployment.
Yeah. So anyway, there's three things that are gonna go under that payroll tax. Now, in this general ledger, because I asked her, they have federal unemployment. She said their program takes that out, but then it's put back into the city's money. That you don't pay federal unemployment, city doesn't.
City don't?
No. So she told me that, 'cause it backs back in. And so, 'cause I went down there today to talk to her and stuff, to find out, because I didn't know, so that when we address this, we could, okay. So,
And I don't know what.
so there's gonna be, under this payroll tax there, we're gonna have to add one.
Okay.
Okay, and I haven't filled this out yet,
Okay.
haven't got through all the receipts and
Yeah,
stuff.
just once we get it all how we
Okay.
want it, I'll
Yeah.
fix it.
Okay, then got conference and meetings and meals under that. Lodging for motel, mileage reimbursement, training, and fees and dues for I don't think the city probably pays any fees or dues for secretary, anything involved in the organization, but I stuck it there just in case. Then you got your fees and dues for the city, your TML fees, your McLean County Tax Office fees, MCAD, Hot Cog, and then McLean County Health Department. You got your tax smart, and then I've been told bank fees, that was a one-time thing when they had an overdraft or something, so that's probably not gonna be a,
Yeah, and I wouldn't put that, that's to me not, that's not fees
Well,
and dues. That's a different category. That would be under, probably office maybe, or something else.
and then the elections, and I'll divide that up into mayor, and in case somebody gets a petition up again, we have to have an election, because there would be an expense to that. Mayor and councilman. Insurance, you got your building property, and that's broken down into, because you got cybersecurity, you got errors of admission, you got real estate, or real personal, general liability, and then park, you got, when they get it done, you're gonna have to have liability and probably insurance on the equipment stuff, facilities.
So building and property, like the insurance on the building would be in this real and personal property?
Yeah, that's what they, I guess, I don't know. I mean, that's how TML sent the bill. That's all I'm going by
Okay.
and stuff. Legal and professional, and that's divided up in attorney retainer, litigation fund, legal fees. That would be like things like surveying for the park or surveying up here or whatever. Your audit, your accounting and bookkeeping. That's what's up, and then you got your office expenses, and this is up for discussion. So I broke that down into office, and then I put one in there for break room, because we do buy coffee and water and stuff and things like that. So that's, put that in office expense.
Okay, you have copier toner, question on that, cause I know we have a payment for the copier.
Mhm.
And is that just the lease for the copier, or does that include maintenance too? Like, do you have to report how many copies are done? And that charge you a
It's
fee?
automatically tracked.
Okay.
So we get up to 3,000, I think it is, like black and white copies.
Uh-huh.
And then there's an overage fee if you go over that.
Right,
We've
okay,
only gone over it once.
yeah. Do they furnish the toner and stuff for it?
No,
under
we still
that?
have to buy that.
Okay, so it's not a maintenance
Let me
thing.
ask you this, Sarah, I know we use CTWP
Mhm.
at where I work at, and they do, I know, have contracts where when you get the copier, they also service them if you have any problems
That's what I
with
was
them.
talking about.
Yes,
Based
and,
on copies.
yes,
number of
and
copies.
they also provide the toner when you run out,
Right.
and that's included in with the contract.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever checked into anything like
When
that?
I get toner, I do get it from CTWP. I think Molly had said they still bill for it. They send a separate
Invoice
invoice
for
or they
it.
put it on with the
Let
monthly.
me tell you what happened.
But I'll have to wait and see when I get it.
Yeah, cause usually you'll have like a
I
maintenance and it's like
It
a
might,
half a cent a copy
yeah,
or
it
less.
might be
and-
beneficial just to find out. I know Roxanne is our rep from over there,
Mhm.
and I know her real well, and I know that they do provide contracts like that, and it may be, you know,
More cost effective.
yes,
Yes.
it might,
Yeah.
Yeah,
to be able to do that.
yeah, ours is, we had Bradley Poe.
Yeah, I know him too,
Yeah.
except he's been
Yeah, I
out there,
told him.
Roxanne and stuff. I'm partial to Roxanne, she's real sweet.
I'm not partial to anybody.
Anyway, what happened with the copier, I had talked to Roger when we were building the building. They had them on state contract. And I was working on getting it on state contract. I think the state contract includes your toner and stuff,
Yeah,
okay?
usually what you do
Yeah,
is
well,
pay
okay, but
so
Philip
much
got
per
anxious
copy.
because they couldn't get us a copier right away, and he decided to go just get a copier, so we didn't get state contract pricing on it. We could've got it cheaper, but he got anxious and thought he had to have a copier right away. There are other companies that have copiers that you can get, that, you know, we could check with them and see. But that's what, that copier in there is not on state contract.
And you're probably paying more for it.
Yeah,
I
you
would
are.
think.
Probably
You are.
pay more. You probably would pay more
And stuff.
for maintenance, I
Okay.
don't know. So,
Then,
I just think like, we don't need copy paper, we don't need pen, paper, clips, staples, or folders. I think that can be all
Well-
one thing.
let me go through this and then we'll come back and discuss what
Yeah.
needs to be moved, taken out, or whatever, okay?
Okay.
Would that be all right? Okay, you got your
It's fine with me.
maintenance?
I don't, and even if you leave it this way, it's fine with me. I
Well,
don't think.
I just was trying to break it down so it would,
Yeah,
you didn't-
mine is that there's not enough money in there
Well.
to break it all down,
uh,
so, or break room.
okay, the maintenance and repair, you got building, city hall, and city park. And then you got grounds, city hall and city park. Drainage, covers, driveways, and stuff. So, and the reason I put the driveways in there, I know sometimes it has culverts and driveways, usually that's one price, but I can move the driveways up and put culverts, driveways, we can do that or whatever. Utilities, broke down into water for city and city park, electric, city and city park, and soldering, because you build separate for the soldering up there. Telephone, you've got your internet, I call streaming of meetings, like what we pay on that. And then contracted services, I put in there the cleanup, city cleanup, your dumpsters, tire disposal, and pay for overseer. And
Oh,
then
that's the city cleanup day?
days, yeah,
Okay.
okay.
So do we have a dump, under utilities, do we have a dumpster or something?
Well, I got that under
pickup?
trash, we've got a trash container.
Okay,
But
okay.
that's, I've got that separate, cause
Okay.
that's a different service. Tree removal and trim, copier lease, scanning service, website. Then the trash service would include, and I put both city hall and city park in there, just, pest control, and this is what Mr. McFarland was talking about, under pest control, you don't have it broken down to anything, so you don't have a line there for that, it just goes over to the next line. Computer maintenance software, then advertising, broke that down in request for proposals, and public notices for hearing, budget hearing and tax rate. Because, you have both, you have requests for proposals, like they're gonna do a bank contract. They'll be putting an ad, they'll have to put a paper, ad in the paper for that. And it might need, for employment purposes, again, request for proposals, because I know they put those out sometimes when they advertise jobs and stuff, so. We can discuss that. Capital outlay, building, equipment broken down into computer, printer, furniture. Then I got broken down into training for mayor, city council, workshop fees, meals, lodging, travel reimbursement. Same thing for, planning and zoning, and the same thing for training, budget committee. We probably won't spend any money on it, and probably the work planning and zoning more, but I put it in there just for tax. Interlocal agreements, nonprofits, that's Gholson and West EMS, McLennan County Emergency Management. I don't know whether they're charging us anything or not, but I know they're working on some stuff. And then your community services would be your city park, like equipment and stuff, fencing. Gholson Fest broke down into those categories there. And stuff. Now, and again, that insurance and bond, you may want to put back over the insurance. I separated it out and put it there.
I would keep it under Gholson Fest, and then that way you have all your expenses for that one item in one place.
So,
But that's my opinion.
That-
I'll leave it
now,
like it is. I think
y'all can
it's-
start tearing it apart.
I don't see any reason to tear it apart. So.
But it's pretty,
And the
broke
fencing
down.
is park, where you have fencing, is that part of city park?
yeah.
Okay, cause it's.
Well, yeah, I kinda indent those a little bit when
Yeah,
I
you
changed
blended.
changed the number on it, like
Yeah.
a 03, 04 and stuff. Some of them only have two different
Sure.
codes, some of them's got 3, a few's got 4, but
Well,
that way everybody knows where everything's going. If the financial report put out, make it mirror this. If financial report, everybody sitting out there can understand it.
Well, if they can mirror
Yeah.
these account
Yeah,
numbers.
yeah.
And then they would be in the same place we could put them in the
Yeah,
budget.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's a really a key
Yeah.
to making this really successful. I have a question on, like, the training.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cause there's a per diem, right? So
Yeah.
much per day.
Or,
Is that right?
Okay, what the state diem is on lodging is $110 a day,
Okay,
okay? It's $68 a day for meals, but on the first day you go, you only get 72%. You don't get, you get $51
Okay.
instead of the 68. And on the day you come home, you only get 51. So if you go down there for a meeting, spend the night, come back the next day, you're not gonna get the
Right.
$68 either night. Either day, you're gonna get the stuff. And that is the state rate on it,
okay,
because I looked it up
okay,
and stuff.
Thanks.
And the mileage is 70 cents a mile.
yeah.
Now, that changes from time to time too.
And do they follow IRS mileage?
Now that, Texas,
Okay,
it sets
I was
rate
just
on it.
curious.
State of Texas sets rate on it.
okay.
I don't know where our, you know, IRS will work.
Cause I think they went.
And
to seven.
the other thing is, you don't, if two people go to the same meeting, they go in separate cars, they don't get mileage, both of them don't. You split that mileage
Between the two.
for the one trip down and back. So they don't go in two cars separately, and each one of them gets the same amount for full round trip.
So you split the 70 cents.
You split the
between-
70 cents.
Okay. That makes sense, yeah, because I probably could have the option of going in one car.
Well, you know, it's just,
So, yeah.
so, anyway, any suggestions or changes you need to make on this?
Uh,
I don't see any we need to make right away.
She talked about the categories, are we talking about categories
Yeah.
now?
Yeah. I will.
I think we could condense some of these break room things.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think that should just be one, I just think it should be break room and just one amount for the break room. For our purposes, I mean, cause I just don't think there's gonna be
Well,
enough money involved in this category to
It's not so much,
get that much detail.
yeah, and it's not so much the money, but when you go down and buy
Right.
all of these different items, and they have to break that out
That
and
out,
put that
that-
in, I mean,
yeah,
if
that's
it was a
what I
lot of
would-
money,
that's why-
fine, but,
Yeah, that's why
Well,
I say
not
I
all,
don't
I
think it's enough money
You know.
to break it all down like that. Same way with office expense under copy paper, pens, paper clips, folders. I would just have office supplies and, put those in.
yeah, you could do, yeah.
Just
put-
one,
If you wanna put like one line for it, put parenthesis or a little
Yeah.
note going
this
at the bottom
includes,
going, it includes all of these
Yeah.
things.
same way with the break room. One
In other words, you
line.
said, the copy paper is a pretty big expense,
Okay, well, that's fine.
okay? We could put in here, office supplies, and then in parentheses, put pens, paper clips, folders, etc.
Yeah, what I think we should
Yeah.
do is put office supplies and put like a note, like,
I agree with you.
like one at the bottom of the whole document,
Mhm.
because it's gonna be a lot of stuff in one
Okay.
little line.
Yeah,
And you can
Well,
look at it.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
just, that's just a suggestion,
I think
that
so.
if someone looked at that and go, well, what should I put in there? See note one and go down
Yeah.
and you can spell a lot of stuff out
Yeah.
there. Yeah, I mean, any way you
What
want to do
other
it.
office supplies, sir, do you basically get? I know you got pens, paper clips, staples, staples,
Scotch tape,
scotch tape.
But you can't list everything.
No. Well-
Yeah, post-it
Sometimes.
notes.
Yeah,
Post-it notes and things.
yeah.
I would probably keep like the copy paper separate and
Yeah.
the toner, just
Yes.
until, so you can kind of track that, how much you're using.
See, that would be good if you're looking at a contract, so you've got that number, what that
Yes.
quote that copier's
Yes,
costing.
and that will help,
one- in one
help
line.
her see how much they spent, like say last year on toner and paper.
Yeah.
And then if they do come up with a contract and stuff that is a better deal, then you can,
Kind of have an idea.
yeah.
It's
yeah.
easy to see then in one little line, you wouldn't have to dig all that stuff out, you know.
On the copier, have you ever had to have it serviced or worked on?
I haven't had to have it serviced, and I've only had to get, the black toner once, and that's since
That toner
May.
usually lasts,
It
are the
did,
ones I've had.
it lasted quite a while.
Yeah. So,
The reason I put the flags in, I don't know where else to put them.
the
Okay.
flags
Yeah,
are
of
for,
course, out.
out
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, so
they're
they
getting
tear up
old.
Yeah,
pretty quick.
good tattered.
Yeah, that's fine. I think that's a good place to see them.
Okay, on the break room, what do you wanna combine all of these in
All
one?
all of them into one.
Okay.
I would suggest all of them into one.
Which is pens, papers, clips, folders,
Yeah, all of those into one. And then the break room, everything into one.
Okay.
Cause I wouldn't think that you'd use that much in the break room,
Not
would
really.
you?
No.
Well, what,
Because,
there was kind of controversy happened here about soda water and chips and getting breakfast things and
yeah.
stuff.
I come by here a lot, so I don't see people lined
Yeah.
up for free coffee around here.
Well, I'm just saying there was a pretty big controversy over,
Okay.
okay, and that's the reason I kind of broke this out. So, we can put a footnote what this includes.
yeah,
Yeah.
just a general.
Yeah,
Would that also, well, I mean, I know I'm not part of this, but like toilet paper.
That's what I was gonna ask, where do you put that?
Yeah.
Toilet
Paper
paper,
towels.
paper towels.
Again, it's not like something that's very often,
Could,
but
let me ask you this, could you put like maybe the stuff like the drinks, like the coffee and the water and all that stuff in one? And then maybe have one for like toilet paper, paper towels,
janitorial
cups,
supplies.
Not
things like that?
That'd be-
Janitorial
Janitorial
supplies.
Yeah.
supplies, there you go.
Because you gotta have some cleaning supplies
Yes.
and
Brooms, mops,
mops.
okay, you want the
know.
janitorial supplies all in just one
yeah.
janitorial supply?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Good
one
idea.
lump sum.
Yeah.
And I would put that, I think you're gonna have to leave it under office expense, I don't know, is there another place? Maintenance, maybe?
You could put it under
Maintenance, I guess. I think either place would be,
Well, we can just put it in that.
but we do need janitorial
Yeah,
supplies.
Your toilet paper's a must, I think
Yes.
that's
Yes,
something that you
I
need.
tell you, we are not the soggy
Yeah,
bottom girls.
That's right.
Okay, so I need to,
We're not gonna have
what I'll do,
Sarah up
Larry,
here
I've
without
got
toilet
this on my
Okay,
computer,
good.
and I'll go ahead and
Yeah,
adjust it, and I can
yeah,
get it to you.
we'll do.
And I'll probably wait till I get through all those receipts, because I don't know what else I'm gonna run into.
So, and on the county,
Why
we're
not?
just charged a flat fee per month, is that what the county is?
yes, Patillo, Brown and Hill, yeah.
Yeah, it's just that X number of dollars per month.
Yeah.
Okay,
What was that, Billy?
I said,
Numbers.
I'm sorry.
no, that's
I
fine.
think
I said,
was-
I probably won't get this to you right away till I get through those, because I don't know what I'm gonna run into.
I know.
Let me show you something. Where did I put them? What I've run into is, here we are. This was like Milton's lawn service. These things were scattered everywhere. And I ended up going through them and having to match them up with the invoices and stuff.
Bill, you dropped the budget.
Yeah. That Chillow Hill and Brown there,
Was something like that lawn service,
yeah.
I mean,
Have trouble bending over, picking up.
we got an idea about how much we're gonna do with mowing and all that, I mean.
Yeah, we
I
know.
mean, it's not,
It's $240 a month for
yeah, a
2
whole lot
times.
of time, just
Yeah,
a good estimate.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that
Yeah.
Anyway,
Then depending on the weather, you may not get it mowed.
well,
3 or
there's
4
twice
times.
a year he doesn't mow, January and February. That was in his agreement, okay? And he only mowed twice a month unless maybe some months had to take 3 in the spring, you know. But that was in part of the agreement when there were so many days, so many times he would mow every year, basically. But like in here, this one I put off last because there is a bunch of things in here that's got the late payments, and I'm having a hard time figuring out what bill goes with what check and stuff, so, I mean, there's several of them in here that don't have anything attached, and, like here's one that was 70, 82, and 6906, I've got to figure out what goes with what.
Well, could I ask a question? I had this stuff in here from the bike school, that's where I worked. And if you have a check, if you're gonna pay out for anything, I don't care what it is, you need to make sure that you have a purchase requisition with that. And on that purchase requisition, it should state exactly what it's for and what part of the budget it's coming out of. And it should also, you should also be able to, you describe it on this purchase requisition and you describe it on whatever ticket that you're writing the check for and what it's for. What am I writing the check for? Well, I'm writing a check for this, but there may be 3 or 4 or 5 different things in there. You need to make sure that is, the check and the purchase requisition match whatever the ticket is.
Well, that's the reason I put this in that packet, because I figured we could
Yeah,
recommend, we can't force anybody to do anything, but we recommend that this is
well,
good. It would help with their internal controls, which we don't have it.
I mean,
That's the
you-
purpose of it.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
But you would also take these purchase requisitions and you would go down this itemized budget and you would plug these in. There would be input into whatever category it goes in. So that when, say, people want to look at it, anybody can look at it and they can tell you, because it's actually going to have a little description on it as to where that money went and what the check number was.
I thought another good thing you had in that packet was this budget change request, in
Yes.
case they want to amend the budget.
Yeah,
Why?
I want to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing I can say about that is, I like that idea. How would that work when she goes to the office supply, or
Well-
toilet paper, paper towels, things
I would
like
think
that?
some things maybe you don't need the requisition for.
Well, I'm saying,
Some
you know, some of
routine
that, anything of
things.
any importance at
Or
all.
or maybe a certain dollar, if it's over a certain dollar amount.
Well, let me
then-
say this requisition is different than what you think. That's just keeping up with whatever checks go out and whatever bills come in. You don't have to go get a purchase requisition to go do something. But you've got to explain on this purchase requisition what account it came out of, the amount, and what it was, the description. I mean, it's got it up here, description, the price of stuff, and,
Okay, I like
I
that.
think I'm confusing her
I was
purchase
confused.
requisition with the purchase order.
no, the purchase order, purchase
Yeah,
requisition.
and I think that's what I
You
was,
fill that
where
out
my
after the
mind was
fact.
going.
You fill it out there. In
I like
some
it.
cases, if you're
Okay.
going to, if you know you're gonna spend a certain amount of money that you spend every year, you can do that purchase requisition ahead of time, and it'll already show up in the budget.
Yes, now I'm following you now,
This
exactly what it is, and that's
this-
right, so.
This,
So,
this
Pur-
point,
Purchase requisition,
Yes, ma'am.
you can fill it out at the beginning and say, okay, we've allotted $5,000 for office supplies. So you could put your $5,000 on this purchase requisition for office supplies,
Well-
and then each time it would come off of that, and
well,
then you would know,
ma'am,
you would know.
you need to do a purchase requisition
Just
for
what
every
the,
ticket.
okay,
That's the only way you're gonna keep up with that.
Yeah, they'll have the account right there.
It's easy. I mean,
yeah.
And that
and this
makes it
budget,
easy for the accountant and everybody.
this budget change request, deal that I have here, what that is if you get into a position where you run out of money in an account, okay? What you do is you have to do a budget change request, and it needs to go to the council for approval for you to be able to switch money from one account to another account. Does that make sense?
Like amending the budget.
Is it like a budget amendment?
Amendment, yeah.
It's a budget amendment, it's a
Yeah.
budget change request,
Yeah.
and you explain it out as what you're taking it out of and why you're taking it. I mean, there may be some accounts that you put money in, you don't ever use any money out of it.
So that would streamline the process, because the city council just needs to look at that simply and approve it or not.
Okay?
Probably not much discussion on it.
Yeah, and I mean, that has to be approved by the whole council, not just the mayor.
The only thing that I suggest is you call it a budget amendment,
That,
because,
you call it whatever.
and the only reason I say that is because the language that they have to go by
Yeah.
when they vote on it is a budget amendment to their budget and stuff, and usually it's because of something that's happened, emergency wise, that they need to be able to take care of that.
But I believe that those things need to be done now.
I do too.
The budget change, the amendment thing. So what happens if you do this budget, say you don't put any money into the park, and all of a sudden the council decides, okay, we're gonna start on the park this year. We can't hold them up, if the council votes that we wanna spend money in the park, even though it's not in the budget yet, they can put it in the budget, they can come forward.
Well,
Yeah.
those categories are gonna be in there. You cannot add anything to the budget that's not in there. The only time you can add an item that's not already in that budget if it's an emergency caused by
Okay.
a hurricane or tornado or something. That is a different kind of amendment than what we're talking about.
So I think the city council really needs to know that if they wanna start that park this year, they need to put it in
Yeah,
here.
they do.
Yeah, that's
So
right, it's in
there's
there.
no problems, you know, like
No.
someone's keeping them from doing it.
No,
But that's gonna be according to how much money they have.
Well, that's true, you can't write on it,
You
too.
can't write a hot check.
But that's,
you know, and if there's not, just say for example, you put nothing on, you got park in there, but you put no money in,
yeah.
for example. Well, then they'd have to do a budget,
They have to
Change.
pull it from some other account.
and they'd have to pull it out of roads or
Okay, so-
whatever.
Okay, since it's on there's a category, then they could do it.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
if
You just can't add a category.
you can't add a category,
Okay, I'm good.
which they've
I'm
done.
good.
And really, if they're planning on doing anything, that's where your planning comes in.
Yeah.
They need to figure out take 2 or 3 things that they want to do with it and put money in there for that, just for this upcoming year. That way they've got some in there.
Yeah.
Okay, last year's budget had park.
'Cause I think they had to move some.
I
Out
don't know,
of
but
there.
they had park, but we didn't spend any on the park.
No, they ended up, I
So-
believe, one of those meetings, they had to move some of it
Moved about
For
20,000 out of
lit-
it into
yeah.
tree
for the
trimming.
trees.
Okay,
Yeah.
but, well, this may be
Okay.
a question down the road, because that was used to calculate, that 200, it was like 250,000 or something, it was a big amount, or did
Yeah,
we
I-
whittle it down some?
I think that was the year before.
Oh,
Yeah.
They
okay.
had it in there.
So my thing is that they used that to calculate tax rate.
Yes.
So theoretically, you've already paid your taxes on that. So
Yeah.
if you put it in here again,
You're paying.
you're paying again.
Yes. We
But
pay,
you
we
have
pay,
to, but you have to put it in here because you've already collected the tax.
really, to be honest with you, that probably shouldn't have been done that way, but,
Uh-huh.
hindsight, best thing you can do is learn from what you
Right.
don't need to do and don't do it again.
Mhm.
Fix it for next year.
Yeah, it would just have to be included for the budget, but not
Yes.
included in the tax rate
Yes.
calculation.
Yeah.
And we have the same situation with roads
Yes.
too.
So we don't get,
Well,
Yeah.
the
double
reason,
Yeah, double tax
the
people.
reason all this money ended up in the bank, okay?
That's because they didn't do the roads.
They didn't do their planning and they didn't watch what they're doing. They left that tax rate up in the 20-cent category for years.
It was
And-
almost 50 cents, wasn't it?
No, no, 25 was the limit. That was law requirement. But they left it there. They were spending like some years 25%, 30% of what they were taking in. And they never dropped the tax rate. And that's the reason I got all over the tax rate and wanted it dropped because of that fact. That people that paid all that money in years ahead of time and they were sitting on it and they didn't have it invested, it could have been drawing a lot of interest over the years. But they had it in a checking account, not drawing any interest. I'm not bad-mouthing anybody, I'm just saying that's what happened. And then once we got the money invested, they started getting interest off of it. But that money, there was over $500,000, nearly $600,000 sitting in a checking account that was not drawing 1 penny of interest for years. And no telling how much money they could have went down on taxes over time and still have been making money, but it wasn't invested. These long sheets here, the reason I put those in there, these are the receipts and invoices I've gone through so far, and I've written down everything. If there's a missing receipt, I've shown it. If there's a check written that don't have a receipt for it, it's noted in this. So I did this so y'all can look at it and kind of get an idea of what's going on. That's these long sheets. So, I said, I've gone through there, income, I'll have some more of these when I get through with it, and stuff, but, I'm just, that way, we all know, everybody can have a look at it and draw your own conclusions.
What we are looking at here is we're looking at making sure that if there's a ticket that comes in here, or a bill that comes in here, it will be matched to a check, right?
Right, that's what I'm doing right now.
And what our aim is to have a balanced budget.
Right.
They know a certain amount of money they got, and they can't go out and go to a general fund of some kind and get the money, right? Okay. Because I don't know why any person that pays taxes in the city of Gholson would not want what we're talking about here. I mean, before, I mean, you got stuff there you can't even match tickets for checks, right?
Yeah, well,
I
I've got,
mean, but it's taking you a lot of time to do that, right?
I've spent about 6 hours up here so far. And
Well, as a taxpayer, the taxpayer should be upset if we've got items up here that you don't have an invoice or,
That's exactly.
or, you know, a ticket or some type of paper trail for.
I tell you
because
this, you would not, as a school district, you would not
No,
get it paid.
They would write you.
look
they
at
would
your
write
tree,
you
look
up.
through this on the tree trimming one. Just look at it.
Well, just say, basically, with the PO thing, problem solved.
Problem solved.
Look,
It should
the
be
one
solved.
that's marked,
So-
West News, look at
We
the
can't do
pages
a whole lot
on
about
that,
what
that's
happened.
tree
I saw
trimming.
that.
No, you're
Something
right.
happened,
We-
and now this is the fix, so let's
But this,
let's do
you
the
see,
fix.
I saw the West
Get over
News,
what
I
happened.
didn't look.
Okay,
the
look at-
fix
look-
should
look-
be
look
a
at the
10
tree
from
trimming.
now.
No, that's just
I mean,
simple.
Third page over in that one.
And this
But
one.
the
And the other one's
council's
got
got
West
a-
News
What,
on that.
Okay.
That one right there.
Hopefully they
Look at that,
you mean the budget?
No, the tree invoices.
look at that.
You mean
Yeah.
they're still working on something?
Well, no, there's.
What are they
You've
not
got,
gonna do?
this right here is what you've got for
But we're not
receipts. You've
doing the
got-
tree trimming
Oh,
the
but
same
You've got,
way.
yeah,
I
you've
know.
got
Trees, the
But I'm
$34,400
just
same way.
saying, I'm trying to match up.
in
That
invoices.
ain't there.
You've got
And you
$26,250
could go back 10 years and find the same
dollars
thing.
Well,
that
I
there's
know,
no invoices
But we
for.
need to
Okay.
stop it.
Yeah,
That's
fine.
right.
That's a problem.
We need to
You're
stop it.
absolutely-
They spent
That's
They're not
been my,
on the
that's
same
been, that's
page.
been, that's been my whole, throughout the whole thing.
So,
Yep.
This crap needs to
so,
stop.
so what are
Well,
they
I'm
gonna,
thinking about tree
what can they
trimming.
do about
Trees.
this in our
I don't
budget?
think the city should be.
That what we're
trees.
gonna
Well,
do?
No, if it's
We're
on
gonna
your
say
property,
they
that's
can
yours.
spend so
Yours.
much, we're
That's
gonna keep
right.
up with
And
it.
the
If it hangs over the road, it's still
yours.
yours.
That's exactly what it
And-
is.
So there's
and
really
that's
nothing
my
we can do about
question
that right
is
there.
that we just pay
Well,
to trim
What can you do about
all
that
those
right
other
there,
roads.
really,
We gotta
at this
come
point? If you can't find them,
I did.
The people
When
that
I was,
have
it
are
when I
well,
was
they are, so,
standing.
but what can you
No,
do
but
to
I
it?
mean, this particular
I mean,
incident.
someone has to do something if that's
Somebody-
gonna
yeah.
happen, and if you're not gonna do it,
Yeah.
let's just move on, you know?
And
Don't let
you
it
say
happen
go in
anymore.
halves with us.
Or-
Or
This should
either
be
go after
happening.
them or just, you
Let
know,
it go.
Have me firsthand knowledge.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I've been told.
I think this would solve a lot of their problems. When I
The
I,
PO thing.
yes, I'm talking about everything we're doing here, because they didn't have anything like this before, did they? I mean,
What do you mean, like,
I'm talking about,
Okay,
you had payments being made without any invoices,
it's
right?
not gonna.
it's going on for a while?
You can't do that.
Okay.
I mean, they did, but they shouldn't be in the future.
Yeah,
Something, so the second one, not the city.
yeah, I mean, this is
Part of
just,
Quillen Trace is in
simple
the city.
stuff.
In part of it. It's not.
I agree.
So, well, then I'm getting kinda confused here, so.
And it hit me right in the face. I mean, I'm going through all these folders. I've got,
But you know.
Sarah can tell you, Sarah, I had papers scrolled from that table all the way around here,
Oh, yeah.
put it in stack, and some sitting in the chairs.
It goes.
I spent one day up here doing that.
There's a receipt
Yeah.
for it.
But,
Exactly.
yeah, like this.
So
you're
how,
not
how
gonna-
can they get
But
past
I
that
don't
from
think
this
we should
moment
be in
on?
the tree business, so.
Can that
Well,
happen?
see, if
I
you
can't
just,
It's
even
gonna
think, I
depend
really
on,
don't think
well,
it's the city's
in my
responsibility.
opinion,
If a tree falls
Okay.
in the road, I think it's them,
The
property
person that's
owner's
in
responsibility. But I
on
can
the
go
council
to trees,
is the
the
mayor.
city moving the
Okay.
tree
Tree
out
out
of
of
the
the
way.
road, out of the road, to the side of the road.
To me,
Then
they're
it's the
ultimately
trees.
responsible
Then
to
it's
make
the
sure.
property
Really?
owner's
I saw that.
If they want to free up
And
and
stuff,
put it in
and
the
that
ditch, and they
says
get
that
somebody
in
come in and
TMLs.
just pick it up.
Okay.
You know,
that-
that wouldn't be that expensive, but I
If you
mean,
go onto
I'd be
the
willing,
website, it
I mean,
tells
you
I
know,
wouldn't,
the mayor is
once you drag it up the road, it's
Yeah.
the
and
property
the
owner's
council is
responsibility.
responsible.
I
So
don't really
when
wanna pay
they,
to
when
cut
they
your trees down.
have bills to pay,
I'm paying.
they shouldn't be
I
signing
don't know why
checks
I'm
unless
paying to
they
cut your
have the
trees
check.
down.
So they're the ones that signed the check?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got two
I've
people
got
that sign
paper
it.
trail
Yeah,
down
we
there.
got
All
all-
of them
We
are
got off track, we
Yeah.
need to go to the
Yeah, we
next
need to
item.
get, we need to
And
get
I'll
back
tell
on,
you-
Yes,
I'll tell
yes,
we
we
need to get back on,
We
Yeah,
have,
we need to
and
go
stuff
to the
Let me
next
find-
item, we still got a lot to
When they
cover.
bring a check,
Well,
they have a
I
check
gotta get my
request,
agenda back.
they have.
You
the
mind?
backup
I've got too many papers signed. Okay, let's get back to,
Our agenda.
discussion of information received from bookkeeping contractor and auditor, and that, I pretty well told y'all about that. What I found out from Gail, I know the auditor, I've talked to him a couple of times, and he has told me that he can mirror that audit to the budget. And Gail's told me the same thing, those can be mirrored where they look alike, so they're not looking at the budget, and half the time I don't think they're able to read that financial report anyway. Because there's not enough, there's too many things being put in categories that don't pertain to them because they don't have a category in their budget. And that's the reason I made that thing as detailed as I did, because Gail was having problems of finding where to put certain things.
Well, that's excellent, and even making, shrinking that down and putting footnotes is
Yeah.
the same thing,
Yeah, yeah.
everything's covered.
I agree with you, Larry.
Everything's covered.
Okay. And kind of pretty well already discussed when we got off track about progress and viewing. Those, so we kind of got, unless somebody's got a question.
I got
And I guess the next question is, when do we want to meet again? Do we want to meet again in March? That'll give me enough time to finish going through those things. Just maybe have a short meeting like we hadn't been here about a little over an hour tonight. Have a short one, and then maybe not have another one until May when we actually start working on a budget. Get everything set up, templates.
Yeah.
That, but we'll have a second Thursday, March.
So that's like a month?
Yeah,
Okay.
Are you looking at March 12th? Is that what
yeah,
we're
that's
looking
the day
at?
after my birthday.
Well, I'm on spring break that week, but
Okay.
it doesn't really matter because I have to work anyway.
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay, well, that's our regular schedule.
Yeah, it's
Day.
not, it's,
Yeah.
once you get the names you wanna call stuff and all that, it won't take me that long to get that.
Yeah.
So is Thursday, March
March
12th,
12th.
is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
as far as I know.
Okay,
I asked
now,
her involved.
we got through all the information items, so we need to go to the voting part of it. Okay, consider an act upon approval of proposed budget format for 2026-2027 City of Gholson proposed fiscal year budget. So, y'all wanna put that off to March? We can consider it, make a move to consider it next meeting. We don't wanna table it. You table something, you gotta bring it up that same meeting and handle it. So you wanna postpone it to the next meeting.
Yeah, so we can look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, no more changes, this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
Okay,
So
yeah.
move to consider it next meeting.
yeah. Somebody needs to move that.
She did. Melissa did, didn't you?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, Melissa moved to postpone it to the next, March,
I'll make the motion to do it.
okay. Second,
Lynn?
Mr. Roberts, any discussion? Okay, those in favor?
You need to start
I
calling
vote.
me Lynn.
Huh?
Mr. Roberts was my
Well,
name.
I am older than you,
I
Okay, I'm sorry.
know. If I'm gonna call you Billy. call me
Okay.
Billy.
Okay, somebody moved, consider an act upon approval of Excel spreadsheet as a tool for presenting proposed 26-27 fiscal year budget.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
Lynn moves to consider or use that as a tool
Yes.
to do the budget up by, second by Vivian. Any discussion? Everybody in favor? 5-0, unanimous. Okay, next item, consider an act upon using PowerPoint presentation presenting proposed budget.
I'll make the motion to do that. I
Okay.
think it's a good idea.
Okay, so you do
Okay, it's
the
been moved by Melissa Teal.
Am I good at
Yeah,
PowerPoint?
Consider an
Something
action
you'll
on
need to
using
do.
PowerPoint
No, that's
presentation.
something you need
I
to
think
do.
that'd be
Okay, well,
smart.
I vote for you
I'm
to
good
do
with
it.
that, but I can't visualize what you want in this PowerPoint. Someone's gonna have to.
I would
lead
think
me.
it'd be
Well,
mostly
you and I
your
can get together.
spreadsheets. It's gonna be your PowerPoint's really gonna be
That.
a lot of your
Okay, well, that's fine.
spreadsheets.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know how you break all of that stuff out into
Yeah, no, I would just use my
42 PowerPoint
spreadsheets
pages, you know,
and
or
maybe
something.
some notes in there that's, why we did certain things, and then I think
Well,
that
I'll
would be,
just produce that and
yeah.
if you
Well-
don't, I can explain it, I mean,
Yeah.
what we've done.
That and a little pointer goes, this adds to this gets that number there and it does the math, and then they can probably figure that out.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
it just does the math for you, is all it does.
Mhm. That's right.
okay. All right, receive
All right.
committee
Wait.
members' request for items for
Wait,
next
wait a
meeting.
minute, we didn't vote
Oh,
on that.
okay.
Well, wait a minute, we need to I make a motion that we do
Yeah,
that.
and
Somebody needs to second it.
I'll
Lynn seconded.
Okay.
Okay.
All those in favor? Okay, pass 5-0. All right, future business, receive committee members' request of items for next meeting. So,
Does anybody have anything that they can think of?
pretty well probably mirror this one, we'll just go through and finalize what we're doing probably, and make sure we're all on the same page.
And I'll need to put,
All of us, or
item
me and you, or what?
4A on.
Well,
there.
I'll get with you on doing the PowerPoint, and then we'll have a meeting and approve it all.
Okay, so in the meantime, once we kind of get it finished,
Yeah,
would everybody else like to have a copy of it to look
Sure.
through?
Yes.
yeah, we'll put a packet out, that's the reason I
Well,
put
you
these
know,
packets
so-
out.
But that would be a file they'd have to get an email or
I was gonna
something.
say,
Excel
you could
spreadsheet.
send it email.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, if you email it to me, I can run copies off.
Well, this is the
Just
thing.
email it to us all.
Yeah,
I mean, this is just if you wanna see it, if
Yeah.
you got a copy of it, you can punch numbers in it and see what it does.
Right.
So, see, if that's of interest to you, we can do that, but just, it doesn't matter to me.
I'm too dumb to know how to do that, so that wouldn't benefit me.
He called me is what would happen.
I'm too technology, antique to do that. You and Vivian might be, I don't know about Lynn, he might be able to,
No.
but Melissa, but
I'm just an old
that's
maintenance man.
3 pay grades above me. All right, it's 7:12.
7:12.
Somebody wanna move to adjourn?
Maybe
I
we
mean-
adjourn.
I
Melissa?
second it,
Okay,
I
who
second it.
moved?
I did.
Oh, Vivian
and I seconded
moved
it.
to adjourn, Melissa seconded. All those in favor? Okay, now, Melissa, we need to sign minutes
Yeah, I've
before
got
we
them
get
right
away.
here, I've already signed them, I just need you to sign them.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna make copies and hand all this stuff over to Sarah.
And I'm gonna round up all my junk.
When do we elect a mayor?
That's above our pay grade, we don't get to do that.
Recording
I
stopped.
don't like the mayor.
There's a little dispute
I
right
know,
now.
I put in an application, but they can't make quorum, and they're supposed to have a meeting
I'm
on
sorry.
the 19th, but I
I'm
won't be
sorry.
able to come to it because I have a
I'm not
board
trying to
meeting
overload
that